So let's take a little more time just arriving. And as we're arriving, maybe engendering hospitality and invitation as the other squares pop up and faces, familiar faces, arrive. And there's a sigh of like, oh, yeah, I see you. I remember you. I love that flower. Mm. And doing what you need, finding your space, maybe a comfortable position. It's early where I am, so make sure I have my tea beside me. Mm. This morning might require a different kind of settling. Uh, mm, mm. Good morning. Mm. Maybe as we continue our arriving, let's rub our hands together, warming them up. You may notice that as you're rubbing your hands together, your body asks for a lighter touch, a deeper touch, the space between the fingertips, between the fingerprints. And then as you're doing that, you're warming up and touching the boundaries of you, the boundaries, your boundaries. And maybe having your hands on your face, feeling the landscape of your face and your neck, letting your hands rub against your arm, or maybe it's your arm rubbing against your hand. Is it your body rubbing against your hand? That starting relational conversation of here I am. Our yet another relationship with boundary, like the boundary that we put on our practice time. It's this porous and strong. The cells are double walled, letting things in and knowing what to let things out, keeping it out. Mm. And maybe if you haven't gone all the way to your toes or the tips of your fingers, mm, no need to be scared of boundaries. It's right there on you, on your skin, on your beautiful face, and uh, your neck. Yeah, there you are. This beginning moment of boundaries is at the same time a celebration of you. There you are. You made this, these 10 toes, and if you have 10 toes, arms and legs. That's another level of dropping. In the practice of refuge, there's often a physical accompaniment of prostration where we take our hands and we bring them to our head. And as we're bringing them to our mouth, our head bows and our heart, and we go to the floor and stretch our arms out. We did this. We did this. When egg and sperm met and the embryo formed, the heart formed before the brain. The heart was huge, 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 taking up space. And as the head and the brain grew, it grew forward, bowing to the heart. It bowed to the heart. As the heart traveled down towards your chest, what will be your chest, it traveled down to earth, to the earth, which is mother. And as we grew, the space between the heart and the head lengthened and separated, with the hopes that this relationship continued, with the hopes that the head and the brain bowing to the heart would continue. And we come home to find that relationship again, that we bow to the heart. Mm. Yeah, there's a place where your heart can settle in slightly to the back. In its constant work settling. Mm. And from this place, here, our head having bowed to our heart, the heart of our practice, from this place we can invite and call in our teachers, our layers of support. Mm. The ones that have been with you for a long time. And that new teacher, the teacher that you met at the grocery store who stretched your capacity for compassion, that teacher. the, the innumerability, the immeasurable amount of teachers that our teachers had teachers. Mm. And that's it. Just notice the body responding and the sensation of teachers. Maybe someone comes up, Lamarad, like, oh, thank you so much for this refuge being so accessible. So, in a language I can understand. May all have the fortune to have teachers to bridge us to understanding. Mm. And it follows like night the day. It follows like night the day that words and songs coming out of our teachers, just from being beside them in their skin, coming from their skin. Songs, the expression of gesture, that seeing a walk or somebody's gait. Ah, there they are. That's that place in my heart that they evoke. Thank you for today. Mm. And as our homecomings, as our guides are coming in, it almost feels as if the space gets bigger. The space around me, around my body, around your bodies, it gets bigger so that inviting community in all the communities that we belong to, that belong to us in our hearts. There's just so much space for them to come. The complicated, humorous, funny joy of living in community, or the ones we aspire to if we haven't found it yet. Mm. I just have to look at your faces, at your boxes. Thank you. A baby doesn't need to be taught love, it just needs to be received. Its love just needs to be received. And in community, there's that feeling, that sensation. My practice is received. Mm. The way I take up space is received. And again, more space opens up that I can receive you, all of you, all of you that have that intention to be free, to free me, feeding my intention for liberation of the particular suffering of each person, each being. Each being. Let yourself feel let the ancestors come in. Mm. Grateful that they're taking care of the ones that just passed. The ancestors who have enough space for taking care of the ones that just passed and still have the space to hold us, to take care of us. The ancestors were leaning on, like letting ourselves rest into me, because you've got this. And they imbue us with this Vajra pride that says, I am a lineage holder now. I'm an ancestor. I will be an ancestor. And I hold the lineages of many. Mm. Let yourself feel that rising in the belly, the fullness arising as the space gets bigger, and as if earth is coming from underneath your feet. There you are. Constantly holding. This gratitude for earth, the holding, the food she's constantly giving me. Despite all the times I am so dismissive of earth, Thank you. Letting that gratitude of all beings that they may have food. One's not having food, and here's Earth. She will provide. Mm. Mm. That silence and stillness, as if it's the fluid between the cells, that awe-inspiring silence, as if you've seen a wonder of the world that's living within your ravines, gracing you, letting you into your temple, the silence. Mm. Mm. There you go. The wholeness of you, the ultimate you, all of you, the one you made. Ah, there is no mistake that you are here. You're not wrong. You're here. Mm. You'll take a moment and just relish in the riches of what's in this space, touching the tips of your fingers, tips of your toes in your skin. Yeah, and as they fill you, mm, let that gratitude of thank you just send them off back into the realms before your call. As shapes change, ooh, light of all those beings fill the space. Filling into your whole body, the fluid between the cells, and the embryonic forces that are still there, the movement gesture that is still there, that I bow to my heart. Mm. And orienting back to our space, again, this beautiful gesture of turning, being equipped with these beautiful muscles that lets you turn and orient and see, oh, yeah, my space, I see, it's safe, I see you. Mm. Orienting with the fullness of dedication and refuge. Mm. Thank you for your practice. May it feel seamless in the day as you go ahead. Thank you so much. Thanks, Miss Brenda. Love you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for your practice. Thanks, Margaret from Victoria and Albert Museum, Dunseith, Scotland. Mm, thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, Allison. Thank you. Oh, my
Thank you.
goodness. Yeah. Very happy to be here. See you next week. I want to share just one last thing for the ones who are here. Miss Brenda always says, may you go in love, may you go in peace, may you be what you seek.
Oh.
Love you. Bye-bye.